Bonjour, beauty files. This is Trina. I am here in Grasse, so we're in southern France right now, and I have a very special guest for you. This is Marianne Narwocki, and she is both a lecturer here at the Grasse Institute of Perfumery, and she also works as a fragrancer. She talks about natural raw materials, so that's what we're exploring today. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about what are you working on now professionally? What do you do?
So I have two big activities. One is teaching at school, and my second activity is to be more like a consultant for different brands, so I can create perfume for this brand.
What type of creations do you do? What do they request in the course of a day?
Yeah, it's more a creation for niche fragrances, so really for a specific kind of smell, to answer really to a specific demand from my clients.
Wonderful. So you customize fragrance according to your client's taste.
Yes.
And that is both a technical and a very artistic pursuit, because you need to figure out what they want and turn that into something that is bottled, essentially.
Yeah, but I really enjoy to share, some project, and also to share my knowledge, and to be really close to my my clients.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. We have someone saying hi. Hi, Fred. How are you doing? I am here with Marianne, and she is taking me through natural raw materials today. And so you have something in your hand. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tell me what it is.
Okay. This is very floral.
Yeah, good.
Okay, I'm off to a good start. A little citrusy, or?
Is it?
Wrong guess. I need to hit the buzzer. I didn't get that part right.
It's more fruity than citrusy.
More fruity, okay. And it smells like, it smells like an ingredient I learned about this morning called, I think it's called damascenone, is that correct?
Damascenone, yeah.
Damascenone, okay.
Yes, it's the fruity facet of, one of the fruity facets of rose. Yes.
Okay, one of the fruity facets of rose.
And we use the damascenone to recreate rose.
Okay, so this is used to recreate rose, wonderful.
And what you smell now is rose, natural rose.
And now that you mention it, it smells like rose water.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really petally,
Yeah, like the petals, right? Like those velvety petals that you see in rose.
Velvety, good.
Oh, I thank you.
So this is rose absolute.
Oh.
And here you have the rose water. The rose essential oil.
Essential oil. Oh, okay.
So, and the rose absolute, this one.
Yes.
When you extract the product, you can extract heavy compounds, and the pigments are really heavy. That's why there are very big difference between essential oil and rose absolute.
Okay.
So the color is different, and the smell also is different.
Right. So take a look at this really quick. So she's showing us the color difference, and so the smell is different between these two because of the way they're extracted. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. And so what Marianne was saying here is that this one is darker because it actually takes some of the pigments with it, the absolute, right? Whereas this one, the essential oil, it's basically just doesn't look like there's almost anything on the strip.
It's really light yellow, colorless.
Okay, and so that's a lot lighter, essentially. So we're getting a different set of molecules?
Exactly. The essential oil is really intense at the beginning.
Okay.
But not... it's long-lasting, but less long-lasting compared to the absolute. The absolute is much more heavy and deep.
Got it. So the absolute lasts longer.
Yes.
So when you're figuring out what natural raw ingredients to put in, is this a discussion that you have with one of your clients, is whether they want to use the absolute versus the essential oil?
Yeah, or it could be also because now we smell rose from Bulgaria, but you have also rose from Turkey, from Morocco, and from France.
Oh my goodness.
You can also select more like the origin, because for example this one, the essential oil is much more peppery, spicy.
Okay, let me see if I can smell this.
It's really at the beginning, so perhaps this facet
has already passed.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, you can select the origin, or if you prefer essential oil, or you can push with some molecule or synthetic compound. You can push some facet. For example, with the damascenone that you smelled this morning, you can push the fruity aspect.
Okay, so you can shift around the way the rose smells based off of your preference, and there's different types of rose. Right? You said like Turkish rose, and what was another rose? Bulgarian rose. Wow. Okay. And then also I learned this morning is that there's also different molecules that showcase different aspects of rose, because rose has a number of different molecules.
A lot.
In it. Wow, that's incredible. And as a perfumer, you need to be able to know all of these different types of rose.
Yes.
How do they do it?
It's really practice. It's really like a wine tasting. You need to
it's like wine tasting.
to smell every day and to compare. to notice what is really similar, what is different, and time after time, it will be possible to recognize.
Oh my goodness, wow. Well, I'm not there yet, definitely, but it's good to see some of the students, right, making their way and progressing with that. That is really, really exciting.
At the end of the year, we are really proud of them when they can.
How many scents do they recognize by the end of the year? Is there a number?
Around 500.
Around 500. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I can barely recognize one. I mean,
no, I'm not so bad.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to show us?
Oh, do you want to smell just when you compare Rose Oil and Rose Absolute?
Okay.
So when you have Rose Absolute, it's really petally. You know why?
Oh, why is that?
Because when you do the extraction, one molecule you can extract with the solvent called phenyl ethyl alcohol is really the molecule will give really this petally aspect. The rose water facet.
Okay.
And in fact, when you do the
so let me repeat it one more time. What was the ingredient? It was phenyl ethyl alcohol?
Phenyl ethyl alcohol.
Okay, phenyl ethyl let's try that again. Phenyl ethyl alcohol. There it is. Got a little bit tongue-tied.
And this molecule, let me know what you think about that.
Okay, I'll let you know what I think. Let's see. It smells very powdery.
Yeah.
I can tell you're not a fan of the way I describe it. It smells like the petals.
Yes.
That's all I know. It's very petally by comparison.
Smell.
Oh, that's a good way of describing it. More of a cosmetic smell. Yes. Okay.
Yes, really petally, slightly green, and when you say powdery, it's slightly powdery, and they are kind of sweet honey facet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So this ingredient, there are very big quantity in the Absolute and just 2 or 3% in the oil. So that's why when you smell the oil, it's so sparkling, but not really petally at the beginning. And the Rose Absolute is so like the rose, the natural rose.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Wow. Well, thank you for taking us through this tour.
You're welcome.
This is great. Does anybody have any questions for Marianne before we close out today? Fred says, it seems like it takes a lot of patience and practice to be able to identify the various scents.
You're right. A lot of patience.
As someone who has done this only a few times now, I think this is the second time I've actually tried to do any sort of smell test. Every time my nose feels, it's just so entrained. And it's very hard for me to get a sense of what I'm smelling and describe it to you all. But then I hear Marianne describe it, and you just make it sound so easy to do. PJ says, I wish I could smell it. I know. I wish there was like smell a video or something so that you can get a sense. Because it is really interesting. And I think the takeaway of all this is you could have one flower and have many different ways of describing it. And that's probably something that you do with your clients, right?
And it's also depends on your culture. Sometimes you have a different feeling about the same things.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow. Is there anything that you do in the training of young perfumers so that you're all on the same page, comparing apples to apples, so to speak, when you describe fragrances?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do to help everybody kind of be consistent when they're describing it?
Yeah, but I try to help them as better as I can to really be really confident.
Right.
Because it's really important, and to try to give some good word, like describe, and after I can put some good word for, because after that you need to communicate in this industry with some people who have kind of same language. So this is much more really difficult. I can help them to really have this good terms.
Right. And you said something, I want people to catch it again. Something that you said earlier was that by the time they leave this year intensive course, they need to be able to identify 500 smells. Is that correct? Or 500 molecules?
Yes, around 500.
Around 500. So it takes about a year to do that. Yes. How many can you identify?
Oh, it's really a question that a lot of people ask me. I don't know. I have no idea.
Too many, huh?
Yes.
Do you think it's like in the thousands? Or above 1,000?
After, sometimes it's really new product, so I don't know, but I can really describe the smell.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
I'm really, yes.
And I'm curious, what is one difficult but also very interesting to work out. Oh, she has something. Okay. What? Tell me about it.
Because it's not possible to extract all of the product of the flowers.
Interesting. Yes. Really?
Like the lily of the valley.
Lily of the valley. Okay.
It's not possible to extract the smell of lily of the
Why
valley.
isn't it possible?
Because some flowers really want to keep the smell. So we have to recreate.
Right.
And 1 month ago, I went to see a client in another country, and I said, okay, I would like to have a perfume with the smell of this flower. Okay, I can't extract. So it's really challenging. You have to recreate with natural.
Right.
The smell of a flower, but
without that flower.
Yes.
Oh my God, that sounds so difficult. My goodness. So how did you do it? I'm curious. Tell me more. How did you do it?
I have time with this flower to try to understand her, and after I make a selection of my molecule, natural molecule, to reproduce this flower.
Interesting. Okay, what did you pull from? What did you source from? Some of the other flowers that you tried to pull from to get that lily of the valley?
Oh, lily of the valley, they are different. It's your perception and my perception is quite different. So we can create several kind of lily of the valley.
Okay, so what you did is you pulled from flowers to create your take of what lily of the valley
I have a flower
like.
And I smell the flower, I create and I compare with the true flower.
That's amazing. So you're using other flowers to represent this lily of the valley. And I think that really shows the mastery and the artistry of perfumery as well. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we close out today to share?
So if you want to know more, we can go to Grasse and
come to Grasse.
Come
check it out. Yeah, it's an amazing course here. I had a lot of fun meeting a lot of the students here so far, and it's been great talking to you. So we have one more question, but then we'll finish up here. Fred says, is it hard to teach people the scientific part or the creative part of perfumery? That's a really good question, Fred. Which one's more difficult, having them be learning the technical aspect or the artistic aspect?
Technical, I think, because artistic you have or you don't have, But technical, I think a lot of people can learn. Okay, with time and with patience, you can learn to recognize and to describe. But after to have to know how you can mix and to create some new things and beautiful things is like a painter or like a musician.
Right.
So this is much more difficult because it's a part of yourself. So it's difficult to teach this part.
I see. You have to have a natural intuition in some ways and start to feel comfortable with it. And that must be really difficult, having to smell these on camera and not get them right in front of you guys. I get a sense of what it's like to try to get confident. Right now, not confident, but it must take time and many, many months for people to be able to work up to just smelling this and really describing and understanding the scent.
Yes, you really have to take time, because if you don't know your raw material, you don't know your product, it's really difficult to mix it,
right?
To make a blend after. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone who has joined us. I enjoy having you here. I will be doing videos about Grasse Institute of Perfumery. We're going to meet crop growers, all sorts of things this week. So tune in and we'll have a lot of fun learning about perfumery together. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.